Hi, everyone. Let me go live on Instagram. Hey, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank you. I'm super excited to be live. Kenzie, go rub your lotion in. My name is Crystal, aka Crystal Maximizer. I am a strategic money coach. I help women be intentional with their money by budgeting, couponing, and meal planning so they can do more of what they want. No, we didn't eat yet. No. Close the door. So, for today's live, I finally set up my planner. I'm actually waiting for my YouTube video to post now. So, I'll post my YouTube video of my planner 2023 planner lineup right after this. But I set up my planner for 2023 and I wanted to talk about how planning saves you money. So, I want you to let me know in the comments where you're watching from and how do you plan your money? Do you plan on paper? Do you plan in Excel? Do you plan in an app like you need a budget? Or do you plan in your brain your money? So let me know in the comments where you're watching from and let me know how you plan your money on paper, on Excel, in an app, or in your brain. How do you plan your money? How do you plan your money? Hey, Amara. Hey, Brandy. Thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. How do you plan your money? Ohio here, I use a Happy Planner. Yes, I used to use Happy Planner. I actually have my older Happy Planner over here. So I've used Happy Planner. I've used Erin Condren. Whoops. Oh, I thought I pulled the cord out. But here's my beginning of 2022 budget was in a Happy Planner. And I used Happy Planner for years. Hey, Geraldine, you're setting up your planner next week. Amara's in Utah. Let me know, how do you plan your money? So do you write your money plan down on paper? Do you use an Excel sheet? Do you use an app? Or are you somebody who plans in your brain? And I want to talk about today how planning saves you money. So I used Happy Planner for a lot of years. Loved it. But you'll hear me talk about in my planner video. In my planner video, I talk about how I wanted to have all of my planner stuff in one place. I wanted all of my planner stuff in one area. So when I discovered a ring bound planner, which is basically a little baby binder, I was sold and I feel like I have my planner piece. Katie Mim says, Atlanta, I use Excel. Welcome to the live. Thank you so much for being here. Amara writes it on paper. Geraldine writes it on paper. Kimberly Barnes says in her head. Okay, Kimberly. Let's talk about that. Dawn says I write it on paper. Perfect. So I suggest, as someone I've been writing down a budget since I was probably around 12 years old. I started my first snowball stand when I was 12, and I had to write down on a piece of paper everything we needed to buy, how much money we made, all that jazz, like how much money we needed to buy supplies. So I've been writing down budgets since I was about 12. I got my first job when I was 14. I always had a budget. I highly suggest you write it, put it in an app, or put it in Excel. I highly suggest you get it out of your mind and onto paper. Why? Planning saves you money. How? It allows you to future and in the time plan. So what I mean is you should plan for your money before you get it. So if you get paid $1,000 on Friday, you should know right now today how you're going to plan your $1,000 on Friday. You do not have to wait until you get paid to decide how you spend it. You shouldn't wait until you get paid to decide how you're going to spend your money. You shouldn't budget after you have the money. Your planning, your budget allows you to stay focused on your money goals and do more of what you want. In our mind, we're going to forget stuff. We're going to miss stuff. We're going to spend on stuff that we didn't need. It's just like if you grocery shop without a list. 9 times out of 10, you're going to forget something or you're going to buy something that you didn't need. Give me some likes if this makes sense on TikTok because my likes is little. Give me some likes if this makes sense. You want to get that money plan out of your brain and onto paper, onto Excel, onto a Google Doc, into a Word doc, into an app. Also, you want to be able to track your spending habits. How will you know if you need to increase or decrease your gas budget? How will you know if you're able to put $100 a month into your emergency fund? How do you know if you can afford vacation? Just based on the money that's in your bank account? Planning saves you money because it allows you to see how can you spend your money in the future, how you spent your money in the past, and how you can make progress towards your financial goals. Hey, Charlene. So I highly suggest, if you're planning in your mind right now, to get it out. Now, one big thing that planning my money has allowed me to do, it has allowed me to see where I've been overspending. Put a number 1 in the chat if you feel like you've been overspending in an area of your life, whether it's food, eating out, hair, personal care, shoes, shopping. Put a number 1 in the chat if you feel like there's an area of your life where you have been overspending. If you plan your money, you can look back and you can say, in November, I'm just using this as an example. In November, I spent $200 at Starbucks. I actually wanted to buy a flight to go see my sister in North Carolina. The flight to North Carolina round trip is $300. Then your brain can think, if I didn't spend that $200 at Starbucks, I could have put $100 towards my flight, or $150 towards my flight, or hell, the whole $200 towards my flight. I would be $100 away from something that's important to me, seeing my sister in North Carolina. So when your money is planned out, you can say, is this the best use of my money? Is this what I want to be doing with my money? Now, I'm not the money coach that's going to tell you not to go to Starbucks and not to buy yourself shoes and not to treat yourself. I'm going to tell you, put it on paper and decide. Last year, I wanted to go to the spa every month. That was not in the budget. It was not the best use of my money to spend $360 every month, because I was going to not the Ritz-Carlton. It was I think it was a Hilton spa. I can't remember the hotel. I was going to a hotel and I was spending like $360. After like the 3rd month, I'm like, this is not the best use of my money. But you know what it is? Quarterly spa days. So instead of spending $1,000 every 3 months, I'm going to spend $300. I'm going to plan a full spa day. I'm going to go there from open to close. I'm going to get a massage. I'm going to get a facial. I'm going to get the extended versions, right? So maybe I spend $400 every quarter, but it's not going to be $1,000. But I realized that was not the best use of my money. I realized there was other ways that I could get self-care that made me feel good, that didn't cost me $360 per month. But I didn't want to cut it out completely. Does that make sense? Yes, a budget allows you to spend your money in the way in which you desire. A budget allows you to do what you want. A budget is not restrictive. A budget allows you to spend your money. A budget doesn't mean you're broke. A budget doesn't mean you can't spend your money. When you have a budget, it means you have prioritized what's important to you, right? When I worked at my 9 to 5, bringing lunch to work was important to me. There was a couple months where I was going to the food truck 3 or 4 times a week. Spending $10 to $15 at a food truck 3 times a week is damn near $50 a week. That's $200 a month. That is not the best use of my money. So I decided food trucks once a week. I think I gave myself $20 a week for like food trucks, or if I wanted to stop at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, I gave myself like maybe $20 or $25 a week for eating out at work. Does that make sense? Give me some likes if that makes sense, because I didn't want to deny myself my favorite food truck. But I also realized that if I keep on buying from the food truck and getting Starbucks and going to Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm never going to reach my financial goals. If I want to travel more this year, if I want to put more money into my emergency fund, if I want to invest in stocks, if I want to put more money to retirement, if I want to put more money to my kids' college, maybe I need to buy tires in 3 months. Going to the food truck every day was not the best use of my money. And also, I could take that $50 and go to the store and buy lunch for me for the week. Someone posted that ham was expensive, but I could buy lunch meat, I could buy salad, I could buy chicken, I could buy tuna. With $50, I could make lunch for the week, probably breakfast and lunch for the week with $50. So instead of like eating only 3 meals, I could have had 5 meals and breakfast and some snacks for that $50. So budgeting is literally you planning out and prioritizing what's important to you. Now, Planning is also going to allow you to see the money you save. So when you plan out your money, you can decide, this is how much money I want to put into my savings account. What I teach my clients, we save like it's a bill. You don't save money after you spend it. You don't save money after you paid all your bills and what's left over. First off, nothing should be left over. Every dollar has a purpose. But most importantly, just like you pay your rent, you pay that phone bill, all of us on the internet, you pay for that internet, you need to be saving. So when you have your money plan out on paper or Excel or in an app, you can decide, okay, I want to have $1,000 in my emergency savings by December. So you can break that up and save $100 a month, and you'll have $1,000 in your savings by December. So every paycheck, right? If you need $100 a month and you get paid twice a month, $50 a paycheck is going to your emergency savings. Now, if you get to a point where you realize that your electricity went up or your gas went up, you can take from that emergency savings monthly. But we're not digging into the emergency savings to pray something, right? Make sense? We're not taking from our emergency savings because that's allocated for emergencies. But what you can do is monthly. Maybe you can't do $50. Maybe you do $25 per paycheck. And you decide to make it up with a bonus or overtime, a side hustle, or your tax refund. Okay? Said, I love how you pronounce your P's. Oh my gosh. Thank you. So it's all about planning and deciding. And if you need help with this, I'm going to be hosting a Better Budget Challenge in January, where I'm going to teach you how to put $100 in your savings account in 3 days. I want you to put some money signs in the chat if you want to put $100 in your savings account in 3 days. Put some money signs in the chat if you want to put $100 in your savings account in 3 days. Okay? So on day 1, I'm going to teach you how to create a budget, how to create a money plan, how to decide what is most important for you to take care of when it comes to your money. Day 2, I'm going to teach you how to coupon. I'm going to teach you how to coupon digitally so you can use those coupon steals to stay under the budget you set on day 1. And day 3, I'm going to teach you how to meal plan so you are not spending all of your money on food. And so that you can eat out and not feel guilty. You can DoorDash, but maybe DoorDashing every day is not in your cards. Or maybe you eat out every day, so going to the grocery store is not in your cards. Again, as the money coach, I don't care what you spend your money on. I care that you spend your money on what's important to you. I care that you're focused and making progress towards your big financial goals. And day 4, we are going to do a Zoom Q&A. So you can talk to me, I can talk to you, and we can have a real conversation, and you can ask me questions about all the things you need to save money. The Better Budget Challenge is happening January 8th through the 12th. There's going to be a private Facebook group. There's going to be giveaways. There's going to be a workbook. There's going to be a welcome party on January 6th. It's going to be a whole 2-week party dedicated to help you see the money you save in your bank account. So I need to celebrate some ladies who have recently joined. So now I'm going to flip my camera around and we're going to celebrate. If you want to join us in the Better Budget Challenge, you can go to my website right now, krysthemaximizer.com, click on the Better Budget Challenge, use the promo code 2023, and you can get everything in that challenge for $23. So you can go to krysthemaximizer.com, Krys the Maximizer. It's in my bio on TikTok and Instagram. And you can put in code 2023 and you can join us for just $23. It's going to be the best $23 you spend all year. So let's celebrate Miss April because I haven't put her up on the wall. So let me turn my camera around. Because whenever you work with me, I try to celebrate everybody on the wall. And I got to turn the light around so y'all can see me. So everyone who signs up gets on the wall of fame. So we're going to welcome April to the Better Budget Challenge. I'm super excited to have you. We're going to get April up on the wall. I'm definitely going to need some tape because some of y'all been falling down. So this is all of the ladies who have signed up so far for the Better Budget Challenge. Once you sign up, you'll get an email with the link to request to join the Facebook group. The Facebook group is going to open in the first week of January. And we're going to have a welcome party on January 6th. And then the day one starts on January 8th. So the Better Budget Challenge was created to really help you get focused. And the best thing about this challenge is that you are going to learn techniques that you can replicate month after month, week after week, to continuously help you save money. So if you're someone who feels like you can't save money, you don't know how to save money, something always comes up and you can never have it, I encourage you to come to the Better Budget Challenge. I'm going to give you practical steps to help you see the money you save in your bank account. If you are someone that's couponing and you still have $0.00 in your emergency fund, this is for you. Shopping doesn't save you money. I'm going to say it again. Shopping doesn't save you money. You save money by deciding and taking massive action and putting that money into your savings account. You save money by setting a budget and forcing yourself to stay under it. And that's when you use couponing. That's when you use deals. That's when you use your rebate apps. That's when you use clearance shopping to help yourself stay under the budget that you set. Does this make sense? Let me know. I can't wait to help all of you. It is so refreshing when the light bulbs go off and you're like, oh crap, if I change this one thing, it works. I'm gonna tell you a story about this client that I worked with. She came to me and she had been wanting to work with me for a couple months, but she was just like, I ain't got it. So you sign up on my website at krysthemaximizer.com. So go to my website right now. It's linked in my bio, but you can go right to krysthemaximizer.com. KRYS. Let me type it in for you. And you can use the promo code 2023. And you can get it for just $23. So the client, she came to me and she was like, I've been wanting to work for you for months, but I make decent money, but I live check to check. She's like, I'm paycheck to paycheck. I don't know where my money goes. I make decent money and I can't figure out where my money goes. So one of our pre-works for our call, I said, go back and look at your spending from the past 90 days. So on day one of her being in my program, she went through the budget module and she did the 90 days. And she came back to me and she said, oh my gosh, in the past 2 months, I have wasted $500 per month and I don't know where it went. Hey, Sarah. She's like, and I don't know where it went. She said, if I would have worked with you sooner, I would not have wasted $1,000. So she came and worked with me and she realized that she was wasting $500 a month. She was living paycheck to paycheck and she didn't need to. She literally did not have a plan for her money. Did not have a plan for her money. By the time we finished working together, she had a plan for her money. And I think she told me she had saved maybe like $2,000 or $3,000 in 6 months after paying off her debts and doing some other things. She had like $2,000 or $3,000 in her savings account at the end of 6 months because she was more intentional with her money. She was focused. And most importantly, she wrote it down. We are human. You are not going to remember everything in your head. I remember a lot of stuff in my head, but I cannot remember my whole entire budget in my head. There's no way that all my expenses, all of my bills, the things that my man needs, my daughter needs, how much money I spent at every place, you're not going to remember that. You're not going to remember it all. It's to your benefit to write it down. Write it down. Okay, I'm going to flip my camera back around so I can sit. Write it down. Y'all getting a mini tour of my room. So if you are feeling stuck, if you're feeling like, oh, I got to turn the light around. If you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you don't have a handle on your money, if you feel like you're spending a lot for Christmas and there's no end, okay? You feel like you have a lot more stuff you need to buy and you don't know, and you don't know where the money is coming from. I highly suggest right now, today, get out a piece of paper, write down how much money you have, write down what you need to buy, write down your next paycheck. If your next paycheck is going to be $1,000, Write out $1,000 and write out everything that you need to spend your money on. It's that simple. But this is the piece where we mess up with our budgets. Are you ready? You have to check in with your spending. I teach my clients to check in weekly. If you wait until the end of the month to check on your spending, you're already behind. You can't course correct if you wait until the end of the month. You can't make a change if you wait until next month. You have to make a change today. If you allocated $400 this month for groceries and you look and it's the 19th and you already spent $370 and you still have another week, you only have $30 left in your allotment. There's nothing you can do. Or even worse, say it was December 12th and you already spent $375 and you only gave yourself $400. If you wait until January to check that, you're definitely going over because there's still 2 more weeks for you to go shopping, right? But if you check in every week and you're like, okay, week 1 I spent $150. I'm only supposed to spend $100 a week. So that means this next week I only need to spend $50. We got to figure it out. We got to make it work. And also, if you go over, you can look at your budget to say, where am I taking this money from? I went over on groceries. What expense line item is getting less money? Does this make sense? It's all about having a plan. Planning will save you hundreds of dollars. It will also allow you to see sometimes you have an income problem. You cannot budget your way out of a deficit. I'm going to say it again. You cannot budget your way out of a deficit. So what that means is if it costs you $2,200 for your bills, your expenses, your savings, your Starbucks, whatever, excuse me, if it costs you $2,200 to do all the things and you only make $2,000, you can never budget your way out of that $200 deficit. The only thing you can do is increase your income or decrease your expenses. So then you need to go and look at anything that you have control over, which is your expenses, your groceries, your gas, your personal care, your miscellaneous, your shoe budget, your Starbucks budget, and you've got to see where can I cut $200 out? Because you physically don't have enough, right? You don't have enough. Where can you cut back? Because you cannot budget your way out of a deficit. If you're already a month behind, you got to juggle, but really focus on increasing your income because you cannot budget your way out of a deficit. You can plan, right? You can make a plan to pay this creditor late. You can make a plan to pay partial of this bill. You can make a plan that this week we're going to do a no spend because we need the grocery money to pay the electricity bill or what have you. Does that make sense? But if this is not on paper, you're going to forget stuff. Bills ain't going to get paid. Your account probably going to be overdrafted. You probably got to take a payday loan or borrow money from somebody, right? So when you have your money planned out, it's going to save you time, money, and heartache. Okay? Are there any questions? Because I'm hungry. I ain't had dinner. And I'm a little tired. I got up early today. And I got to get up early again tomorrow. So I think I'm going to go to bed early. Are there any questions? I would love for you to sign up for the Better Budget Challenge. You can sign up at KrysTheMaximizer.com and use promo code 2023. If this live resonated with you and you're like, listen, I'm ready to take the next step. I want to get some more help. This will be the lowest cost way to work with me. And you'll get 4 days of extreme support. Okay? Any questions before I go? Any questions? Any questions? Yes. So if you want to learn how to coupon, I am going to do 1 day of couponing in the Better Budget Challenge. I also have one-on-one coaching that does cost a few $100s per month if you want help with that. Or you can sign up for my Money Saving Academy. So if you want to learn how to coupon, you can shoot me a DM. The best way for you to start working with me is going to be in the Better Budget Challenge. And I'm going to cover couponing on day 2. And during the Better Budget Challenge, I'll talk to you more about how to work with me. But I can't teach you couponing without budgeting and without meal planning. They kind of go together like a trifecta. So if you want to work with me, the best way to work with me is going to be to jump into the Better Budget Challenge. And then from there, if you're like, okay, I want a little bit more, then we can have you inside the Money Saving Academy. And the Money Saving Academy is $49 per month. So if you want to start, I say start in the Better Budget Challenge, and that's where I can teach you how to coupon strategically. If you want business coaching, Elise, I do offer business coaching. So you can go to my website and click contact me. My website is linked on my bio, but it's krysthemaximizer.com, just how you spell my name. And I do offer business coaching. My one-to-one coaching starts at $349 per month for 3 calls. So if you are interested, that's my starting rate for one-on-one coaching. So you can go to my website, click on contact me, and put in your inquiry. Okay. Any questions? You're welcome. All right. I don't see any other questions. So I am gonna go. I'll be live tomorrow. But otherwise, you all have a good night. Bye.